What's your reaction now the deal has finally been confirmed?
Just a great challenge for Enzo Maresca to go and follow Pep Guardiola. We saw Arne Slot do an incredible job following Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool and go and winning a title in his first year. Obviously, it didn't go well last season for him, but just that great challenge of following one of the best that's ever done the job. And yeah, exciting time for him. I think Manchester City towards the end of last season were just starting to emerge with a new young team. The back four started to look like they'd pulled it together with Nunez and Nico O'Reilly, Gay, Kusanov, and obviously they've got some really talented forward players, Cherky and Semenyo and Doku in behind Haaland. So if you can get that midfield right and get the sort of what would be the buy-in from the squad, then he's got a great chance of doing something because, I don't think Pep's left him an aging team. I think he's left him a young team with plenty to go at. And I'm sure, obviously, the Anderson signing helps him enormously as well with that midfield that he'll need to just sort of recreate slightly.
Yeah, we'll come on to Anderson and what they might look like next season in a moment. But you mentioned there, you said it's a big challenge for Maresca. How big a step up is it? He's had stints with Parma and Leicester and Chelsea, and now he's taking over from one of the big coaches, best coaches in the world, at one of the biggest clubs in the world, where the expectation levels are huge.
Yeah, I mean, nothing less than winning is going to be accepted at City with what's gone on over the last sort of 10 years. And obviously with the players that they have, the squad that they have, the fact that they've won trophies last season. So he's going to be in a slightly different position, well, a very different position than he has been. Obviously, when he goes to Chelsea, they do have expectations to win, but probably right now not at the same level as Manchester City. So, look, he knows the club. He's probably thinking this is the perfect moment in terms of his career. He's obviously had a good upbringing in terms of his coaching sort of journey. But this is the ultimate task. He's got to go in and become a champion. You think of what Mikel Arteta's done over 5-6 years at Arsenal. He's had to prove to himself and to everybody in the country that he can become a champion manager. Enzo Maresca's going to have to go and do that now at City straight away because, like you say, the finishing second and third and getting Champions League football is not something that's going to be accepted. He's going to have to win pretty quickly in his first couple of years, I would think, at that Premier League title.
And he clearly knows the workings of a club, doesn't he, Gary, having kind of done his tutelage and learnt off of Guardiola. And reports he already had his say on the transfers. You touched on it there, Elliot Anderson. Do you expect it to be a fairly seamless transition for him? And where else right now do you think the squad still needs strengthening before we get going in August?
I think the only other area potentially could be defence. I think obviously midfield, you've got obviously, you have Bernardo Silva and Rodri playing in that centre of midfield last season and absolutely been very special players, but getting to the sort of latter end of their career. You've got those three amazing players that sitting behind Haaland. You've got Phil Foden, obviously, who can do that as well. So I think you're okay in the sort of top end of the pitch. It's probably in midfield. You've got Anderson that's come in there now. Does he need one more? And then maybe just some sort of reinforcements defensively if there were injuries. So I think that would be the areas that I would be looking at. But City will score a bag full of goals next season, irrespective of who the coach is. It's about making sure that they combine as a unit to ensure that they can, I suppose, suffer the endurance that you have to go through to win a Premier League title. You think of sort of where they slipped up at Everton towards the end last season. So in moments like that, how do they sort of take it into next season where they don't slip up?